Join me today as I dive into the 2022 Batman movie and see if I can convince you, myself, if it's worth anyone's time. Welcome to Fantasy for the Ages, the show where a father and son talk about fantasy, science fiction, horror, and other nerdy things that we enjoy. I'm Jim, the father of this show, and I'm here with a movie review for you today. If you enjoy this episode, don't forget to give us a like, and we hope you'll subscribe to our channel. So I'm talking about The Batman, which came out on March 4th, 2022. This genre is, it's a superhero movie, but it's also a drama, an action flick, a adult level mystery. It's a lot of things. Why did I watch this movie? Well, I almost didn't. I've gotten a bit jaded about the DC universe and the movies they keep putting out, and especially anything that looks like another reboot. Marvel has so dominated the silver screen. It's almost ludicrous. Though admittedly, they've gotten a bit weaker of late. I have hope for upcoming Marvel movies, but the last few, But still, DC movies have not lived up to the hype. A whole bunch of them have fallen way short. I've liked some Wonder Woman movies, but a lot of these other things recently, So this movie, well, as I see all the publicity and marketing that was coming out for it, I had three questions going through my head. Do we really need another Batman movie? Do I need a dark, depressing, practically emo-looking Bruce Wayne? And how in the world is Robert Pattinson the right actor to play Batman? As a result, I was not particularly eager for this movie. When it was first available for streaming, I tried it, and I quit after about 15 minutes. Literally nothing had grabbed me. I was like, I got better things to do with my time. However, I recently went back to try the movie again, on the chance that I'd been unfair. And now I'm wondering what was wrong with me earlier. Was I too tired? Was I inebriated? Because there is plenty to value in The Batman. And overall, this is quite the solid film. Let's take a look today at why. Partly from the premise that many of you are like me and you don't watch everything that comes out because you have other things to do with your time. You might not have seen this movie yet. My Spoiler-Lite Summary. I'm not going to ruin this movie for you, but I do have a full spoil section at the end. Stick around if you've already seen the movie. In this iteration, Bruce Wayne is a bit of a recluse, rather than the hottest bachelor in town, and he's driven to make a difference in Gotham as the Batman. This Batman is dark, gritty, and generally terrifying to those he confronts. He's also brutally effective. He has a love-hate relationship with the police, in that Lieutenant Gordon, not Commissioner Gordon as the movie starts, Lieutenant Gordon has a valued connection with the Batman, but most of the police force resents him as a vigilante, nearly as bad as the criminals. The focus of the story is a new wave of mysterious murders hitting high-profile targets of the city of Gotham, all being conducted by someone identifying as the Riddler. This is no Jim Carrey in spandex, people, but someone of devious intelligence who is bit by bit revealing deep-rooted corruption amongst the powerful of Gotham, a corruption that leads back to a shocking source. And all of these murders include messages in the form of riddles, all addressed to the Batman. The movie has our caped crusader working furiously to solve this case and to stop the Riddler, using whatever resources and people who might help, which includes a mob boss known as the Penguin, a delightful reinvention of the character, and a clever cat burglar that Batman fans will certainly recognize. And I can't tell you more because this is spoiler-lite, but I have 6 takeaway thoughts for you related to this movie. First, Pattinson's performance as both Bruce Wayne and the Batman comes off as deeply authentic and surprisingly impressive. This felt less like a comic book, more like a genuine crime drama. And that is so impressive when the focus character runs around in a bat suit. pulls it off. Wow. Secondly, we have a fresh take on Selena Kyle, Catwoman, and I like it. They never use the name Catwoman here, but it's all there. You know who the character is. And just as for Batman, this is a more authentic, genuine take on Catwoman. Zoe Kravitz turns in this performance, and while I've only seen her in a few other things, by far this is the best performance to date that I've seen her do. It's a strong one. Thirdly, the Riddler. Such a welcome recreation, or new invention perhaps. We're used to campy and corn from various previous iterations. This one is scary, menacing, devious, and truly dangerous. Makes for a fantastic plot threat. And then there's the Penguin, as performed by a nearly unrecognizable Colin Farrell. Standout character. And again, a delightfully authentic recreation of a comical character of past iterations. Not a huge surprise that this character got his own HBO spin-off series, which I've yet to watch, but it's on the watch list. Fifth takeaway, I have not even mentioned the brilliant Andy Serkis in the role of the butler Alfred. He was incredible. Layered, nuanced, perfect touch. All in all, what I'm saying is this movie basically says, screw the content of the past, we're doing this our way, the right way. And they nail it. We've had campy, corny Batman movies. We've also had the serious Batman renditions, that trilogy with Christian Bale leading the show. This has nothing to do with the humorous versions of the past and delivers in line with the quality of the Bale movies, but with an even darker tone and honestly a more realistic storyline. Nothing here actually feels over the top. It could happen. You cannot say that about the Christian Bale versions, though I absolutely love those. But if the Batman was ever going to be real, this movie is how it could play out. My rating for this is 4.5 out of 5 stars. Very strong showing. Excellent execution to this movie. Great plot. Wonderful dramatic performances. But the pacing is a bit too slow at times, and that's the little bit of a ding. I do think you should go check out The Batman if you at all enjoy comic book movies, DC heroes, just The Batman, but also if you just like a nice, gritty crime drama. This is going to be your thing. All right, I'm going to go into full spoil commentary now. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, you need to leave. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And feel free to leave comments down below, but maybe don't read everybody else's because they might spoil it for you. Thanks.
The Spoiler Room.
All right, so you're still here. Here's just a little bit more I want to say that only those who've watched it should be listening to. What I loved about this version of the Batman is how no one is all evil, just like no one was all good. Everyone, every last character was complicated, a blend of both good and bad actions, selfish and selfless motivations. Falcone was a great example. Honestly, so was Bruce Wayne's father, who Bruce learns was not such a paragon of virtue after all, but got his hands dirty when he deemed it necessary to achieve a higher good. The ends do not justify the means, but they do lead people to compromise their principles at times. This movie puts this on display. In this way, this was the truest Batman film I've ever seen. Well done. All right, that's what I have for you today. What do you think about this movie? What do you think about my comments about it? Any of those things can go down in the comment box. I read all your comments and I do respond. So thanks for taking the time to share your thoughts. Down below, you'll also find the show notes where you can see other ways to interact with my son Zach and I, an invitation to our Discord server, our social media links, even our email address. And we do have a Patreon page for those who are willing to go next level, support the show, get a few extra perks. You might want to check that out. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.